We are going to start off the pronunciation lessons with some easy wins for you. I call them easy wins because you don't have to learn any new or complicated sounds in English, and I'm sure you will be able to pronounce the words I am about to teach you very well. If you are an intermediate or advanced English speaker, you will learn that you have been pronouncing these words wrong all these years. If you are a beginner, then you will not make these common mistakes in the first place. These are all words that are pronounced differently to the way they are spelled, but I guarantee you that you will be surprised by most of them. So listen carefully to my instructions. I want you to write down phonetically the words that I am saying. What I mean by phonetically is not the phonetic alphabet. We will not be studying that in this course. I mean to say that you should write the word using the letters of the English or Spanish alphabets, whichever works for you. It doesn't matter for this exercise. What's important is that you use whatever letters that help you recognize the word. I hope that's clear. If not, it will become clear after the first exercise, and we will be using this methodology many times throughout the course. Don't try to guess the English word in this exercise, as it's not important for the moment. The most important thing is that you understand and can reproduce the correct sound. So listen carefully to the pronunciation and focus on writing what you hear and not what you think you hear. For example, if I say cough, then you may write C-O-F-F or K-O-F-F, because this is more phonetically closer to the word than C-O-U-G-H, which is the actual word. You may have written a different vowel here, and that is fine if it helps you better. So let's try some other words. Remember to write the phonetics of what you hear and not the word you think you hear. This is very important. And for this reason, I have not put subtitles for the words I am pronouncing. So the first word is debt. Debt. Here's another one. Receipt. Receipt. Ache. Ache. Fruit. Fruit. Biscuit. Biscuit. Circuit. Circuit. Recruit. Recruit. Vegetable. Vegetable. Comfortable. Comfortable. No. No. Plumber. Plumber. Bomb. Bomb. Aisle. Aisle. Island. Island. Salmon. salmon, government, government, buffet, buffet, chalet, chalet, valley, valley, ballet, ballet, chef, chef, building, building. Go back in the video, rewind, and listen to them again if you have to. So let's take a look at these words. On the left, I have put a phonetic column, and on the right, the real word. The first word was debt. If you wrote death, muerte, or depth, profundidad, then you did not hear me correctly. If you wrote D-E-T, then that is correct, because that is how we pronounce the word debt, D-E-B-T, deuda. Make sure to pronounce the T at the end. Every Spanish speaker I know has mispronounced this word. It is not debt with the B pronounced. The B is silent in this word, and if you pronounce it, it may sound like death or depth. Please don't make this error because it doesn't sound good if you pronounce the B. The next word was receipt. Did you get that word? Phonetically, it is R-I-C-I-T, receipt, with the stress on the second syllable. Now try to internalize that sound. Receipt. This is the way all of my Spanish students wrote this word when I asked them to. The actual word is receipt, and it is, of course, the proof of purchase you receive when you buy something. It is not receipt. The correct pronunciation is actually much easier than the incorrect pronunciation. The third word was ache. My students wrote this as E-I-K or A-I-K. The actual word is ache, A-C-H-E, and it is not pronounced ache, like the Spanish ache. It's ache. Next we have fruit. The word is really easy because it's the exact same pronunciation as the Spanish word with the same meaning, but without the A at the end. Fruit, fruta. It's not fruit. The next word was biscuit. Biscuit. This is like fruit. We do not pronounce the U and I separately. It's not biscuit. It's biscuit, galleta. Next we have another U-I-T sound, and it is circuit. Circuit. It's not circuit. Many of my students wrote this as Q-U-E-T. And then we have this word, important if you work in human resources, and it's recruit, not recruit. The noun is recruitment. I work in recruitment, for example. So make sure you understand these UIT sounds. It doesn't sound good if you mispronounce them. Next we had vegetable. Now the G sound here is a little difficult to write phonetically. I didn't add the E to the veg sound because that is the reason most Spanish speakers mispronounce this word. The E is only there to make a J from the G. It is not a separate syllable. It's not vegetable. There is no You won't be misunderstood if you pronounce the extra syllable, but it's better to get it right. Comfortable is written very like the Spanish word, but the pronunciation is quite different. It only has 3 syllables. Comf-ta-ble. It's very tempting for you to say comfortable, but that is 4 syllables, so don't add the extra syllable. Also note that the R is very soft, and in some accents it is completely silent altogether. Now the next word is very easy. You probably wrote no, N-O, and that is absolutely correct, with the exception that it is not the word I had in mind. The word I had in mind was no, K-N-O-W. The good news is that these 2 words, no, as in not yes, and no, conocer or saber, are pronounced exactly the same. I know her very well. Really simple. Don't get confused and pronounce now. The next word is also really easy to pronounce, plumber. It's very simple, the B is silent. It's not plumber. Here we have another silent letter, bomb. The B at the end is silent. It's not bomb. Now, if in the next word you wrote I'll, like the abbreviation of I will, then that's absolutely fine. It's not the word I had in mind, but it has the exact same pronunciation. You may not believe me, but the word is I'll, and it is definitely not pronounced the way it is written. It's not Islay or Easley, it's aisle, the aisle of a church, or the aisle in a supermarket, the aisle seat in an airplane, el pasillo. The next word is another silent letter, island. The S is silent. I land. If you pronounce the S, it's going to sound like Iceland, which is a country in the North Atlantic. Next we have another very common mistake and another silent letter. The word is salmon and the L is silent. It's not salmon, and the stress is on the sam. It's not salmon. The next word is a little bit tricky because it is a different pronunciation in American English to European English. The word is government. Government. Now in American English they pronounce the R quite clearly and not the N. And in European English, the R is very soft and we don't pronounce the N at all. It doesn't matter which one you pronounce, but it only has 3 syllables. Government. Now the next 4 words are all about the T sound, T, at the end of the word. The first one is buffet. We do not pronounce the T. It's not buffet. In the phonetics, I have put an accent on the E for you to show you the stress in these words. The same for chalet. Also note the CH is a sh sound and not a ch sound. Sometimes we pronounce CH as sh, sometimes we pronounce CH as ch sound, such as in chew and cheese, but not in this case. Again, with valet and ballet, there is no T. The CH in English has various pronunciations, and we will discuss them in a later lesson. But for the moment, we have this commonly mispronounced word, and that is chef. It's not chef. It doesn't have a ch sound at the start, but a sh sound. Master chef, not master chef. And finally, we have this other commonly mispronounced word, and that is building. We do not pronounce the U and I separately. They are together. The verb is build. It's not bueld or buelding or building. So that is a list of just some of the words that I've heard mispronounced thousands of times by my students. And it's most likely that you have made those mistakes as well. So now you know. Trust me, these pronunciations are correct. Some of my students in the past doubted me. Det was a very common one. Island, isle, a few other words like that. Chef was very commonly mispronounced. Don't forget that, as I said previously, it's very important that you listen to the sound first. Don't think about how the word is written. English is a non-phonetic language. Sometimes the way a word is written doesn't help you in any way to pronounce it. Focus on the sound. So that's the end of the Easy Wins lesson. As I said, I call them easy wins because they're really easy to fix. No new sounds for you to learn, just some common mistakes. So what I suggest you do is go and spend 10 or 15 minutes on those words that I gave you. Internalize them, practice them in your speech-to-text recognition tool. It will give you very good results with those words. Okay, so best of luck with that.